Hello, welcome to a very special episode of the ABA Barber Challenge. I'm your host, Palma, and she loves it. We are just 1 week away from crowning our ABA Barber Challenge champion, and tonight we're going to take some time and recap the competition so far. From coast to coast, barbers and hairstylists submitted their videos to be considered for the ABA Barber Challenge. Our mentors had a very tough job of going through and picking the contestants that would compete. When they got the call, our top 5 were extremely excited for the opportunity and received an amazing welcome package with all the stuff they will need for the competition.
Just got my packages here for the ABA Barber Challenge, so I'm super excited to show you what I got.
I received some boxes from our sponsors, which I'm going to be unboxing right now.
Donc, je vous ouvre les boîtes que j'ai reçues d'Abba Canada.
Let's see what's in the ABA Barber Challenge box.
I was at work today and I actually got looked out the window and I saw that there's a delivery man coming in. And look what ABA just sent me. 2 massive packages right from the ABA Barber Challenge.
Right off the bat, we got our mannequin head.
And the products from American Crew.
A professional Sebastian backpack full of stuff. It looks like the whole product line from Sebastian.
Ici, j'ai un collar Red Can Brew avec des produits Red Can dedans.
A trimmer and a clipper from Babyless.
Big shout out to Wella, Redkin, American Crew, Babyless, and the ABA for giving me this opportunity.
Gros merci. Super comme cadeau.
Thank you also to ABA for hosting this challenge. I am ready to get started. Let's go.
Our 5 contestants that have been competing have each brought unique style and flavor to the competition. Each challenge gave the contestants a chance to create their own look from the past, the present, and the future. So let's find out more about our contestants' journey in the competition. First up is Emily Fong from Markham, Ontario.
Hi everyone, my name is Emily Fong. I'm 28 years old and I'm currently a barber at ProWave Hair Salon in Markham, Ontario. I always had an artistic mind. I really enjoyed doing arts. I liked painting when I was younger. But I kind of grew up with the mentality that I had to get an office job to be successful. So I pursued my Bachelor of Commerce at McMaster, and then I worked behind the office for a few years, and I realized that I wasn't really happy where I was. And then I decided to follow my passion. I did something I totally thought I would never do, and I decided to work at a hair salon because of my history in painting. And I just thought that it would carry over in like color, like men's color and all that. So I've been an assistant, a salon assistant for 3 years. And then now I've been behind the chair for almost 2 years. I love that you can push your creativity. Like there is no limit to what you can do. If a customer comes in and they're just like, give me whatever you think would look best and you can just do whatever, that is the best feeling in the world. And sometimes when a fade comes out really, really nice, it kind of looks like someone shaded it out of an art book. Love to see that. I really love to give people back their confidence. I love to make them feel more vibrant and makes them change their whole appearance just by changing the crown on their head. I am currently dating my boyfriend. We've been together for almost 8 years. We live together in Markham, and as a pastime, I love to play recreational hockey, so I'm actually part of a women's league in Markham. And I had a history of competitive swimming, so I grew up being in competitions. I grew up traveling all over Canada competing. I decided that 2022 was going to be the year that I am going to just do something totally different than what I'm used to. I'm typically a pretty private person, so I decided to join this competition because I wanted to meet some fellow barbers in the industry. I wanted to meet some mentors, people who are willing to coach me to improve and up my game. I'm going to win the Barber Challenge. I love challenge number one. I thought it was the perfect challenge for me. The challenge that I ran into when I was so firstly, I created the 1970s, 1980s inspired mohawk. I wanted to incorporate some color because I love doing color. So I added some color. I bleached him out first, and then I did a mohawk, and then I finished it off with a mohawk fade on the sides. I found that the challenge that I faced was dealing with color on a mannequin just because I wasn't used to the rubberized surface of the mannequin's skin. So I found that staining was an issue, but I worked with it the best I could. So my client came in, his name is Ian, and his hobbies include woodworking and everything. So he wanted a low maintenance look while also brightening up his face and his mustache. So I gave him some guy lights and a money piece at the front just to brighten up his face. And he really wanted to highlight his handlebar mustache. That's one of the things he loves most about himself. So I highlighted or I bleached that and I toned it as well. And it's just finished off with the undercut and a low taper fade. Well, when I think of the future, I think of flying cars and space travel. And it's the last challenge. I felt like partying. And when I think of parties, I think of raves. So my inspiration for this week was an aliens space themed rave party. I really wanted to do a very intricate braid design at the top because I find that braids are starting to come out in trend again. And I also wanted to do a low taper on the sides and the back so I could have more space to do coloring on the sides. And I decided to do a fun alien design at the back because why not? You know, when you're at a rave, you mostly stare at other people's back of the head. So I was like, I'm going to do something really funny at the back. And yeah, I went with that. So this was my first hair competition ever. I didn't really know what I was getting myself into. I thought it would be a great way to get my feet wet and meet other super talented barbers and mentors in the industry. Little did I know that this challenge was probably one of the hardest things I've ever done. I pushed myself the best I could. I gave every challenge 120%. I really wanted to step outside my comfort zone, just posting on social media, putting my face out there, marketing, and also just doing beautiful artwork. So I really, really appreciated this opportunity. I have tons of respect for my competitors. I have seen their work. I've met 4 other amazing competitors in this challenge, and their work inspires me every day. I message them and they inspire me. Same with the mentors and same with Palma. I love your work, Palma. Thank you very much for inspiring me, girl.
Great job, Emily. Love the Liberty Spikes. Now, next up is Francois Labonte from Montreal.
Donc, moi, je me présente. Mon nom, c'est François Labonté. Je suis barbier au Studio Rox, qui est situé à La Prairie. Dans le fond, c'est la rive sud de Montréal. Dans le fond, moi, j'ai commencé il y a 2 ans, au premier confinement, quand les salons de coiffure ont fermé. Mes enfants commencent à avoir les cheveux longs, puis là, je me suis dit, je vais essayer de leur couper les cheveux moi-même.
Oh.
Puis alors, à partir de là, je me suis acheté une tondeuse sur Amazon, puis j'ai commencé à leur couper les cheveux, puis finalement, j'ai vraiment aimé ça. Donc, par la suite, ben là, j'avais des amis qui me demandaient d'aller leur couper les cheveux parce qu'ils voyaient le travail que je faisais. Donc, après ça, j'ai vraiment pris encore plus de plaisir à faire ça. Puis, j'ai décidé d'aller suivre un cours de barbier juste pour moi. Dans le fond, là, il n'était pas au début, il n'était pas question d'aller travailler à nulle part. C'était vraiment pour le plaisir de le faire. Mais par la suite, j'ai vraiment trouvé une passion à faire ça et c'est là que j'ai commencé à travailler dans un salon. Je travaillais sur la construction. J'étais maçon, là, donc un bricklayer. J'ai fait ça pendant 16 ans. Puis, ben, c'est ça. C'est à partir de cette année que j'ai vraiment, je suis en train de faire la transition par rapport à ça. Puis, j'aime vraiment, c'est un domaine qui est complètement différent, mais c'est incroyable comment que j'ai trouvé ma place là-dedans. Donc, moi, je suis père de 2 enfants, 2 garçons de 9 et 11 ans. Euh, je suis marié. Sinon, en dehors de ça, ben, on est une famille on est vraiment proche. Dans le fond, en dehors de mes temps de coiffure, ben, j'essaie toujours souvent j'ai le dimanche là, qu'on garde pour la famille. Donc, le dimanche, c'est là qu'on profite pour faire nos activités, passer du temps justement avec les enfants et tout. Donc, je suis quelqu'un qui, en dehors du travail, ben, j'aime vraiment profiter. J'aime aussi particulièrement l'été les sports. Je fais du skateboard, je fais du vélo. Euh, ben, j'ai toujours eu l'esprit compétitif parce que dans les années passées, moi, j'ai fait beaucoup de compétitions de bodybuilding. Dans le fond, depuis 2013, de 2013 à 2019, j'ai compétitionné au niveau provincial. J'ai gagné en 2016 Monsieur Québec et j'ai été qualifié pour aller faire le championnat canadien. Donc, j'ai fait en tout 5 compétitions. Pour se surpasser dans la vie, un peu dans tout. Donc, et là, quand j'ai arrêté en 2019, ben là, j'ai commencé justement à faire la coiffure et tout. Puis, c'est un peu ça qui a remplacé ce que je faisais avant. Donc, les efforts que je pouvais mettre anciennement dans l'entraînement, dans le bodybuilding et tout ça, ben, j'ai vraiment mis ça dans la coiffure. Donc, quand j'ai vu qu'il y avait un concours, ben, c'est vraiment venu me chercher. Puis, je me suis dit, ah, ça serait cool de pouvoir essayer ça. J'avais gagné l'ABA Barber Challenge. Ben, dans le fond, moi, j'ai choisi de prendre une coupe des années 50. Dans le fond, je trouvais ça vraiment cool quand j'ai vu qu'il fallait prendre une coupe de l'époque. Parce que d'un, je sortais carrément de ma zone de confort parce que j'ai pratiquement jamais coiffé des coupes de ce style-là. Fait que du coup, j'étais stressé un peu au début, mais finalement, j'ai vraiment trouvé ça cool parce que ça m'a permis de faire autre chose que je fais de l'habitude. Puis, dans le fond, j'ai choisi de prendre Elephant Trunk Haircut. C'est une coupe des années 50, puis c'est une coupe que malgré qu'elle est arrivée dans les années 50, elle a quand même continué, même on en a vu dans les années 70 dans le film Grease avec John Travolta. Puis je trouvais que c'était une coupe qui avait quand même vraiment du style, donc j'ai choisi cette coupe-là. Puis honnêtement, j'ai eu vraiment du plaisir à faire ça. J'ai utilisé des techniques que j'avais jamais utilisées. Puis bref, je suis vraiment content de ce que j'ai accompli pour ce premier challenge. Yes, cette semaine, dans le fond, je suis allé avec une coupe qui me représente beaucoup plus. C'est une coupe moderne, mais j'ai essayé d'y aller beaucoup plus avec jouer avec les fades. Je suis allé ajouter beaucoup de texture sur le dessus. Là, j'ai fait un crop sous dessus, puis les côtés, j'ai fait un burst fade d'un côté, l'autre côté, j'ai fait quelque chose de différent. Puis j'ai essayé de donner une touche aussi imaginative, que je suis allé vraiment avec mon imagination là, pour essayer de sortir quelque chose qui est vraiment différent de ce qu'on peut voir, mais qui est quand même quelque chose de très moderne, qui reste à la mode. C'est une coupe que j'aurais pas peur de faire sur quelqu'un. Donc, je me suis vraiment amusé à faire ça cette semaine. Puis, bref, c'est super. Je suis vraiment content, satisfait de ce que j'ai réalisé. Moi, pour cette semaine, dans le fond, j'étais vraiment content quand j'ai vu que c'était une coupe cheveux afro. Premièrement parce que ma femme est d'origine africaine, donc ça vient vraiment me chercher quand c'est temps de coiffer les cheveux afro. J'adore ça. Je trouve qu'il y a une multitude de choses qu'on peut faire avec les cheveux afro. Puis pour cette semaine, j'ai vraiment fait quelque chose qui est vraiment justement du futur, que j'ai vraiment inventé. Je me suis dit qu'il fallait faire quelque chose de vraiment différent, quelque chose qu'on n'a pas l'habitude de voir. Donc, j'ai vraiment laissé aller mon imagination. Puis, j'ai aussi Dans le fond, dans la chevelure, j'ai installé des rallonges capillaires de cheveux afro pour donner un peu plus de volume aux cheveux. Donc, je me suis servi un peu des techniques que je connais pour ça. Puis, j'ai aussi inséré des dreadlocks sur les côtés pour garder le style afro. Donc, j'ai vraiment du plaisir à faire cette coupe-là. Puis, en tout cas, j'espère que les jeux vont apprécier. Merci. OK, ben moi, dans le fond, les mentors, je trouve qu'ils ont amené quand même plusieurs points qui étaient importants, dont la précision quand on fait nos coupes. Donc, vraiment, tous les petits détails sont importants. Puis, essayer aussi, surtout au niveau des fades, bon, ils ont pas arrêté de le répéter, à quel point c'était important d'avoir des fades qui étaient fluides. Donc, d'essayer, dans le fond, de s'appliquer le plus possible. Aussi, d'amener des idées, laisser aller notre imagination. Puis, je pense de ne pas avoir peur de créer des choses nouvelles qui ne sont pas nécessairement à jour, mais on peut tellement créer de choses qui peuvent devenir une mode. Donc, je pense que c'est important d'essayer d'aller notre imagination de l'avant. Puis, sinon, je crois que c'est vraiment une question de s'appliquer sur tout ce qu'on fait. Parce que même au point que des fois, on pense que notre coupe est parfaite, on s'aperçoit qu'avec les mentors, il y a toujours un petit point des fois, qu'eux trouvent, ah, vous auriez pu améliorer ça. Donc, je trouve que c'est vraiment des bons conseils de leur part.
Merci beaucoup, Francois. Next up is Jordan from Woodstock, Ontario.
Hi, my name is Jordan Killam. I'm based out of London, Ontario, working at Limitless Barbershop. I've started in 2019. I was in sales and customer service for well over a decade, but I was not content in that industry. So I wanted to change it up and find something that I was able to be more as a person, genuinely and authentic myself. So barbering was kind of that discovery. Actually, over the last 5 years, I had looked into thinking about becoming a barber, but 2019 was when I decided to become one. And I went to school in 2019, and since then, it's just been a grind through COVID, of course, as we've all gone through, but it's been a great journey so far. Just being able to hear people's journeys and hear what brought them in life, what they're passionate about, and then seeing them smile at the end of a cut, after you've executed what they envisioned, is really a great feeling. So it's always just an awesome thing to be around the people. That's what it's centered about as a service industry. I got an amazing wife. We've been married coming on in July. We've been married for 8 years. She is the best thing about me, honestly. I mean, she's the one that keeps me alive because she's a nurse. So, and she cooks well. So she can stop and start my heart at any time. And we got 2 Great Danes. That's Piper and Bella. That our dogs. I enjoy video gaming. Pyrography is actually a new discovery of mine, where I'm wood burning designs and things like that. So I'm always trying to keep myself busy with things that keep me creative as well. I feel as part of my craft and passion, I want to see where I stack up with other talented barbers. So I've been waiting patiently for an opportunity. So when I saw this opportunity, I was excited to take it, and to be a part of it and to be selected is just a great feeling as well. And again, like you said, to be around some amazing companies and sponsors is also a great thing as well. It's a great honor to be a part of this. I'm going to win the ABA Barber Challenge. I love challenge number 1, right in kind of my wheelhouse in terms of classic cuts and styles. We do a lot of classic cuts and styles here. The challenge came more from this time around being mid-length. So rather than in the more modern way of a pompadour, which is where I went with it, I went to a pompadour in the 50s. I went with going mid-length instead of like a fade on the sides, because I really wanted to show the technical application that I love doing. So the cut is primarily all scissor over comb, and sectioning is a very big key to that. One of the challenges that came with it was just being mindful about where your sections are and making sure that you're watching for any weight that you're creating later on to make sure that you're blending things properly. And also, even when you're doing clipper over comb and using your trimmers, it's one of those moments where you have to be very careful not to, suddenly slip and then undo everything that you just did for a very long time.
So I wanted to really focus on, I love texture, I love flow. So those are kind of both things I love doing in haircuts. So I wanted to actually combine the two. So I did kind of my own curl it, if you will. So on the front top end, I have a crop, and then a mullet in the back, and then to have that kind of asymmetrical style on the sides, I did a fade, a 2-1 fade, tapered into the beard on the one side, and then I did a design and more of a bald fade on the other side. And the beard was actually probably the more challenging part because it's just the hair texture that was on the mannequin. I haven't used that before, so it was fun to kind of straighten it out and kind of create the shape and structure and have it sit properly, and keep it at that nice perfect length for the beard that a lot of guys like to have.
So I always believe that in the future, we have to first look at the past and see what we want to apply. I already see this trend in some ways where you're seeing dimension and adjustments. And I think in the future, a lot of dimension is going to be in haircuts. So I wanted to create my modern take of a futuristic take of an afro with dimension in it, as well as with the beard. I created more of a sleek angle and very pointed beard because, again, I think it's about your representation while still hearkening to things of the past, because the trends are cyclical, so things are going to come back again and again, and we're just going to do a futuristic take on it each time. I've learned from, especially from my fellow competitors, just to be bold and to go all out, not to not take a chance, because the creative mind behind all of this has been very inspiring. I really appreciate to be alongside these competitors and to see their creative minds at work and take inspiration from what they do. And from the mentors, I really appreciate just their insight and their years of experience, and just, fine tuning details, just keeping your mind focused and your eyes sharp on the little things that, in the big picture you may not see, but they're definitely going to be looking at. So thank you again for all your wisdom and insight as well.
Great job, Jordan. Loved the signature glasses with your looks. Next up is Mac from Toronto, Ontario.
Hey, my name is Mac Pettick. I'm originally from Thunder Bay, Ontario, but I now reside in Toronto, and I work out of Cold Cuts Luxury Salon and Spa. So I've been doing hair for about 3 years. I graduated hair school in 2019. I went to school in the US, and I have a recreational therapist degree, but it didn't transfer over. So I thought, when I moved back to Canada, what am I going to do with my life? I really like art. As you can tell, I'm covered in tattoos. So I thought hairdressing would be a really cool profession to get into, so I can meet people, show my creative side. When you look at a piece of art, I might have a different understanding of it than you might. So I think when you do hair, when people look at it, they might see something different than what you see, but you can express yourself, your own emotions, what you've gone through in life. And I think that's a really cool aspect of hairdressing and barbering altogether. I love playing soccer. I was on a soccer scholarship, so that's a big, big part of my life. I love to hang out with friends. My friends are a really big part of my life as well. That's pretty much it. I'm a homebody for the most part. I like to hang out with my girlfriend. We do a lot of cool things. We like to try new stuff, new foods, new restaurants. So I did enter ABA back in 2019 when I was a hair student, and I just wanted to see, I'm very competitive, so I wanted to see what hair shows were all about. So I ended up winning that one, which was super cool and showed like I have the ability to do stuff like this. Right now, I'm very comfortable in what I'm able to do, my certain style I do. But I know there's a lot more to barbering and a lot more inside me that I think that these mentors will be able to kind of push and let me think outside the box. I'm going to win the ABA Barber Challenge. I was super excited to do Challenge 1. I really like to step outside the box. So I went with the 80s mullet, but my way. I went one side very like normal mullet, and then the other side a little more avant-garde, something you haven't seen before. Challenges I had, added some color. So again, like some of the contestants said, blending the colors in, making it the right color I wanted, and also blending the fade that I did on both sides. Just mannequin hair is so much different than human hair. So that was probably the two challenges I had. So I took everything the mentors had said in the tips for this week. They wanted lots of blending, lots of lines. So when you guys do see the back and sides, I have like up to 20 lines in there. They also wanted a lot of clipper work and balding it out. So I straight razored the entire thing, got rid of every single hair, so it's completely bald. And I like to do big transformations, so I bleached them out completely, and I threw in some rose gold pink throughout the haircut. The right side is all texture, and the left side is more pompadour, kind of slicked, classy look. So I wanted to show and give a piece of everything. So there was nothing that I could possibly miss on this one. So the future to me is going very digital. So I wanted to do in his beard some digital stencils. And with the hair, I did just a normal fade on one side. I did a super cool design on the other. And the inspiration was global warming. So I try to do waves in a different way. And I put different colors of blue throughout his roots. And yeah, I try to make it look as if a tsunami was arising on his head. I think, well, number one, from the mentors, all the kind words that they had to say and all the critiques and criticism, I really try to take each week and apply it. And I think that taught me how to, well, I'm really bad at taking criticism in the first place. So it taught me how to take positive criticism and instead of taking it in a negative way, turning it into a positive form. My fellow competitors, like, they are all so talented and so unreal at what they do. This was no walk in the park, that's for sure. So each week I had to really step up my game if I wanted to, you know, have a chance. And I want to thank them. And this whole experience just taught me to stay true to myself and be confident in what I do and just keep doing what I do.
Loved your creativity, Mac. Next up is Wan Wu from Burnaby, BC.
Hello, my name is Wan Wu. I work for Tommy Gun, original barbershop in Burnaby, BC. I moved to Vancouver 15 years ago from China, and I was doing working in the retail industry for 10 years. Eventually, I just decided I should do something I really passionate about it. I started 5 years ago. I finished my hair school in Vancouver, and for 2017, I start barbering. Since I was a teenager, I'm really interested with hair cutting. I could make people look good. It just gave me really good feeling. I'm married 5 years ago with my husband Neil, and I have 2 kids, and I like to cooking. We also want to travel, but just wish could be soon. I always want to find a way to improve myself. I feel like if I could compete with other talented barbers, I could learn from them. Also, I could get the feedback from the judges. It will help me to improve my skills. I'm gonna win the ABA Barber Challenge. I got my inspirations from the 1950s rock star Elvis. I really like him. He always have cool styles, and I also like the pompadour look. It looks really good on guys. And for the challenge, I found is when I try to create the volumes, I need do some back combing and to support the hair, to use a lot of products to make sure the hair looks even. And with the products, I use some before I blow dry, I use some grooming tonic to support the hair, to make the hair looks shining. And then after I blow dry, I use some bruise powder to dust inside to give some support, then do the back combing. Then at the end, I use the hairsprays. Just use a lot of hairsprays and to like strong hold hairspray to hold the hair. Okay, first, I'm sorry I didn't put outfit on it. I didn't know I had to put the outfit. I just want to show the clean haircut and just I don't want to disturb the judges. But now I know the third challenge, I definitely will put some outfit on the mannequin. And for the look, I like the crop. Also, I like some different shape in the front. That's why I create a little bit interesting design in the front. Also, I think the beards is too much, so that's why I fade a little bit the beard, so balance the face, the skin, and also I like the made fade straight. It looks really clean. I believe in the future, human could be able to travel around the galaxy. May need to stay in the spaceship for a few weeks or even longer. So it's not easy to wash hair in the spaceship. So I think the braid will be the best option. I use some hair extension, metal flared, bead, and accessory on the beard to add some personality to Elijah. I also see the future hairstyle become even more of a way to represent who we are. So the sapphire blue and the galaxy on the back, the head, I drew it to show how much Elijah eager to travel to the galaxy. I left the top as a mohawk to still give Elijah an everyday grooming routine because he liked to groom his hair in the morning every day. First, I get really good feedback from the mentors because once I feel like I'm a new barber, at the beginning, I'm very focusing on the improve my skills. So now I feel like my skills in certain level is really hard to get better. So from this competition, all the mentors give me some like very detailed feedbacks. I never thought about it. So this challenge really helps me to understand how judges, how the mentors think, and I definitely will check back all the videos and to uh, make sure I get all the details, even like for other competitors' feedback. Also, like I learned from other people, the competitors, they're very creative.
Each and every contestant has brought their very own personality and unique perspective to each challenge. Great job, contestants. Our mentors have been incredibly helpful throughout the competition with their tips and critiques for the contestants. Let's remind you about these fabulous four.
Hey everybody, my name is Zachary Ferguson. I am what we call a field signature artist for the Wella company behind me here. I started now about 20 years ago. I was interested in art, in fashion, and I wanted to get into a career that really expanded those kind of options for me. So I went to hair school, and I started my career at a local hair school, very, very small, and that's where I started the craft. Over that 20-year span, I've done quite a bit of interesting things. I've gotten to travel. I've gotten to work with some of the greatest artists in the country, Canadian, local, also North American, also globally. I've been exposed to a lot of hair shows, fashion shows, behind the scenes, photo shoots, anything that has to do with the hair world. I've been lucky enough to be involved with. A lot of it has to do with being an artist for the Wella company. I'm super excited to be one of the mentors. I'm really happy that I was asked to be a mentor for this program. I think that the barbering industry has really exploded over the past few years, and it's really elevated the game for the barbering community. I like to be a part of that community. I don't fully consider myself a barber. I consider myself somebody who cuts hair, but I do appreciate the entirety of the barber world, and I love the fact of being a mentor and educating the next group of people, the next group of stylists. I also have my teaching degree from university, so I love anything that has to do with teaching and learning and really establishing that next wave of artists.
First and foremost, it's an honor to be asked to be a mentor to anybody. So thank you for the opportunity. I think that throughout the challenge, it was amazing, just like Benson mentioned, that it was really cool watching all of the competitors grow in terms of what they were showcasing. I think that if we went back to the first challenge, we would see how much they did listen to some of our guidance or critiques or what have you. And you could definitely see how the momentum changed throughout the competition in terms of what the artists were delivering. I think that overall, it was just awesome to see the amount of, incredible work that was produced. So thank you. And I can't wait to see, the faces behind which picture, or, the pictures and how they match up with who did what looks. So I'm excited to see that. And, personally speaking, just because we're a judge doesn't mean by any means that we can do all of these looks. So myself, I always learn, watching new talent grow or any talent grow. So thank you to all of you competitors for really producing great work and giving myself something to take away from it as well. I think that every opportunity you have to learn is a great one. So this was another opportunity for myself as well. So thank you overall.
Hi guys, this is Bradford Davison. I'm the National Education Manager for American Crew. I actually entered the industry in 2000 and I was more on the business side of things, and I ran a very large salon and day spa for several years. And then that's when I got the inspiration to go into more of the technical side of the industry. And so I graduated from Paul Mitchell Academy in Costa Mesa, California in 2009. And really have just allowed my passions of education and my passions of being behind the chair really lead to different opportunities. And in 2010, I was able to attend the American Crew Men's Work Academy. And that's where I took my technical training from previous and started really mastering more of the men's grooming and men's barbering side of the industry. One major highlight has been that I've had the opportunity of traveling not only in the United States, but also Europe and Scandinavia, working with hairstylists directly and understanding what makes them passionate and what makes the barber industry and the hairstylist industry connected no matter where we are in the world. Being able to connect with the contestants and giving them my insight, what I've seen, my experiences, and different ways that you can evolve and continue a long-lasting career. One major thing that we all have our challenges when we're starting something new is only knowing what we know. And what this contest and opportunity really will provide for me is to share 22 years worth of industry information, knowledge, experiences, and helping them understand and navigate the way that they want their career to be. So the overall competition has really just surprised me. It's inspired me. It's shown that these contestants and the future of men's grooming is in great hands based upon these contestants. Going into this, I really wasn't sure what to expect. I think that I really enjoyed the thought process that was put behind each one of the contestants, that they continued to up their elements and up their game. I was not expecting as much color and the placements of color as we saw within this. So I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed each one of the contestants putting their own personality behind each one, and truly owning and honoring the past and the fundamentals within the barbering and men's grooming world. I think that all of us that have enjoyed a phenomenal career can always look back to the past and the foundation that was set before us. And it's up to us and these new barbers throughout Canada to really start to take those fundamentals and stretch them and create something even further. And that's what we saw in this contest. And I really enjoyed each one of them taking to heart what our tips were and just putting their own professional stamp into this. I hope that they all enjoyed the contest and that they themselves challenged themselves to go further and push the techniques that maybe they weren't used to or they don't do day in and day out. So congratulations to all the contestants. Thank you for the other mentors and judges. I really enjoyed this process and hope the best for all of the contestants, and really a congratulations to the winner.
Hey guys, I'm Jeremy Wild. I'm the owner of the Wild Cutting Club and I represent Barbers and Brews. I have been in the industry for almost 9 years now. I started just as a photographer doing a lot of contracts for hair competitions and stuff. And I fell in love with the industry, so I wanted to try myself, never look back. I think it's more the community aspect that I love so much about haircutting. It's the fact that we're meeting so many different people all the time, and that we couldn't probably meet in our normal life if we weren't behind the chair or whatever. And I think that to me was speaking to me the most. It was just so fascinating to meet all these people all the time. Probably, I think the biggest thing is opening my own shop, becoming my own boss, and having my team, and just doing stuff my way. I think that's the best thing for me, and just being able to meet different people all the time, like I said, and just having the privilege of working behind the chair. That's the best thing. I've had a lot of help personally from many different people, and if I can give back to this community that I love so much, I think it would be a privilege to influence the youngest generation, the younger generation of barbers around the country. And if I can make a difference, then for me, that's enough, and that's more than enough. That's awesome.
Hi everybody, my name is Benson Hedges. I am the platform artist and educator for Babyliss Pro. My passion for this industry actually came from me doing art. So from like the age of 12 and younger, I was already studying art, and at age of 12, that's where I kind of saw haircutting as another form of art. And I primarily did black and white sketching. So when I saw like what we refer to as a fade, I said that looks exactly like a sketch. And I've been obsessed with creating these looks on a different canvas, now somebody's hair, and it's been 18 years. I'm really proud of the amount of different lives that I've been able to cross paths with, primarily through doing like show and education for Babyliss Pro, and that gave me the opportunity to travel to different countries and different provinces to work with like so many different types of people. I know when you're primarily working in one space, you kind of get like the general demographics of people, but when I was able to travel and do these shows, I was able to talk to people from all walks of life. One of the most exciting things about me being a mentor is hearing the story about how people got into our industry. It's one thing to kind of just pick it up and say, like, this was like my first choice. I wanted to do haircutting or hairstyling or barbering. But it's something totally different when you hear about people coming from other professions, other professional jobs, and to hear about why they chose to leave that professional job and they come on over to like our side and our industry. What I got out of this experience is I felt that the artists, I'm going to refer to these contestants as artists because that's what they are. And I felt like these artists were very adaptive on maybe the tips that we were giving and stuff like that, because I almost felt like as of every challenge that we went towards, everybody stepped up to the plate and tried to deliver more and more. And I felt like that was something that was really good to see. So I was excited about that, and by seeing that, I was excited to see the looks that were coming on the challenges to come. So I was excited about that. Like, you know, seeing like from the first challenge to the last challenge, the growth is what really excites me about this challenge. So that's what I took away from it the most. And if there's only 3 challenges, I'm just excited to see what the future has to bring with these artists, and you know where they'll be in the next couple of years.
A very special thank you to our phenomenal mentors for all the wonderful information you have given to our fantastic contestants. And a very special thank you to our sponsors for making this all come to a reality. It's not too late for you to vote for your favorite looks at abacanada.com/barberchallenge. And don't miss our live grand finale next Tuesday, March 22nd at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Looking forward to seeing you all there.